A regular cheeseburger? I don't fucking know.
Normal Mac.
Not
Just
two
Mac.
of them though. Not two of them. I can eat a fair amount when I'm high, but I think 2 Big Macs would literally kill me, which you think would make me more attracted.
Listen, that sounds like a win-win situation.
Yeah, except I think it'd be a very uncomfortable way to go, and I'm not digging
You'd
that.
go on the shitter. If 2 Big Macs is what's taking you out, you're going on the shitter.
Right,
And
I
that's
don't,
not
I
an
don't want to
attractive
go like
place to
Elvis
die.
though, is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
like,
it's been done. You have to figure out your own thing.
yeah,
You
that's
have to
how
figure out.
Elvis
You have to
died.
get your own shtick, Diana. Don't die on the toilet. That's Elvis Presley's thing.
I don't want Elvis Presley's thing.
Hold on, is
That makes
this
fun of
how
us.
I'm finding out that Elvis Presley died on the toilet?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Sorry, I'm not
Okay.
freshening up on my Elvis Presley lore.
When you hear the call to adventure into the fantasy fold, you never know what's around the next corner. Just grab your dice and roll. And if you have a problem to solve, call your best friends and heavenly door. You got Garrett with the stealthy hands. Test and smell what's around the bend. Mel will kill at the drop of a dime. Arnold will find a friend every time. We're not murder hobos, but you'll be killed and looted. We might be the bad guys, or maybe just deluded, because we're critically stupid, critically stupid, critically stupid, critically stupid. Best friends.
Now, Apollo,
Is
the
this
reason
AA
we're
now?
the reason
can we
we're
do
doing
this like AA?
twice. No, the reason we're doing this twice is because one time a guest didn't
I
know
was
our
so
names,
sick.
and Diana set him on fire for it in front of God and everybody watching.
Okay,
was
I'm gonna need all of you to
so
say your names again so I can write it down.
No, it's
Fucking, I'm not taking that fucking
you're
chance.
good. I was so sick. I was so sick, and I should have canceled, but I didn't want to because we had a guest, and I was a nightmare. I was like doing shots of NyQuil during the
Yeah,
recording.
and then this time when you set him on fire, it's gonna be the Bills were playing at that moment.
It's crazy because like it wasn't even like a snide joke. She just went, "You don't know our fucking names, do you?"
It wasn't like a bit.
It wasn't. It was
I
perfect.
was taken aback. I was like, "Damn, I don't know this guy. I don't fucking."
What did he do?
I have 3 out of 4 down. I have 3 out of 4 down.
It's cool. You got white guys 1 through 3, and then Diana.
That's true.
Legit.
I'm gone.
Legit.
I'd be 2 though.
White man number 1, please.
Oh, that's me. That's fine. You can just toss it to anybody. Just be like, Garion, you go next. Diana, you go next. Or Anthony, why don't you go next? And then we'll pick it up from there. Again, feel free to make up any part of last episode. We'll take it from there. You can say anything you want.
Or should we have Apollo go last? Save the best for last. Save the guest for last.
Yeah,
Let's see
sure.
what you
We can do that. That's
See
going to
what you
require
do.
more
White man
coordination
number
from
2.
you 3 bing bongs.
Sure. Who's white man number 2 and who's white man number 3?
I'm
Oh,
number
I
2.
want to be number 2.
Oh,
because
okay,
of the
I'll be
cool-
number 3. I don't care.
I
Oh,
want to be like Dookie.
That's the. Can you say that just like a little bit clearer so I can get it for the TikTok, please?
Yeah. Alex, you smell fucking terrible.
Bitch.
Let's run it.
All right,
So
here we
clear.
go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your soon-to-be world-famous Dungeons & Dragons real-play comedy podcast, Critically Stupid. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Alexander James. My favorite part of last episode was when Garion was thrown out of his house for murder.
Yeah, not Gareth, by the way.
No,
I
no.
have been convicted of murder.
Garion himself, I almost said your last name. Garion himself was convicted for murder and is recording from prison, actually.
Great.
Speaking of which, inmate number 3144, why don't you go next?
Hey everybody. My name is Inmate3144. That is on my birth certificate, and I play Gareth the Rogue. I think my favorite part of last episode was the helicopters chasing me down on I-95 before I explode into a fiery explosion and then wind up in prison.
Cool.
Anthony.
Hi, I'm Anthony. I play Arnold the Bard. My favorite part of last episode is when I killed Gareth's parents and blamed him for the whole thing. That was... Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. Diana, you're next.
Hi, my name is Diana. I play Mel. I also have the Wolf Pup, Joshua Patrick, Josh Pat, J. Peasy. My favorite part of last episode was when I witnessed Anthony killing Garion's parents, but on the stand, I committed perjury and blamed Garion for it. So.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, that's me.
Well, no, see, I was actually the pause there was I was waiting for Diana to actually say like we. Have
I would get there, but it would have just taken me.
I'm sorry.
No, you're Apollo. You have nothing to apologize for.
Dramatic
Apologize.
Also, you didn't recap last episode, Bestie. So
it's a bubble episode, Bestie. Last episode doesn't matter.
That's we just made up a whole crime spree that didn't
I know.
happen last
Do
episode.
you think that Garion is actually in prison?
No, I don't think. I mean, it'd be nice if they let you keep that little lamp that you have that's like too bright. But no,
I totally thought you were about to say it would be nice if you were in prison.
I mean, then I could say I know somebody in prison. No, I was talking generally because I don't remember. Anyway, Apollo, your turn.
Hi, I'm Apollo, and my favorite part of last episode was when mid-car chase, a goldfish became giant and ate the sun.
Honestly, I thought it was a bold narrative choice on Anthony's part, but you know, we're all about yes and here, and we went with it, and you know, that's the end of the bit.
The earth is cold and frozen, and it is a desolate wasteland.
That's right.
Let's play D&D.
Just like my heart. Okay. We have a fantastic guest on the episode. If you haven't heard us or seen yet, Apollo has joined us in the studio. Apollo, thank you so much for being here. Before we get into it, do you have any projects that you'd like to shout out, and where can the people find you on socials?
Oh my god. Hi guys, my name is Apollo. I'm an Irish cosplayer, content creator, voice actor, TTRPG performer. That's the one. There's always it's usually 3, but sometimes a 4th will sneak in there and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, hi. You can find me on the social medias. Mainly I'm active on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch. Twitch is a new one. That's pretty fun. Love streaming. Been streaming a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. You'll love to see it. Anything coming up. I'm going to be putting out YouTube videos soon enough. By the time this goes out, there should be one out. If there's not, nobody call me out on that. I'm just a little guy. Do not come for my workflow.
Just a little guy.
But honestly, if you want to keep up with all the stuff that I do, but the best is to just keep an eye out. Is my Instagram, where I update everything that I do on every other platform, or just come chill on the Twitch streams where I'm chaotic and everybody on stream and the chat is down bad for video game characters.
What's your handle, Apollo?
Well, my handle on everything is @TallNerdApollo.
Also, I realize you're like a voice actor and whatever. I'm going to need you to tone that down because we are bad at what we do.
Hey, I'm not good. I'm not a good one.
We can't have you outshine us. So just
I'm not a good one.
Pull it back.
Here's a question. Can you do a voice?
Passively.
Oh, see?
You're already making us look bad.
It came out.
It's so funny that you said like don't outshine us, because you were like Bestie, you're like, I have a glow in the dark bone shirt, and Anthony's like, I have El Gremlin t-shirt. This man is wearing a ruffled pirate shirt. He has already outshone us.
Listen, I know I wasn't supposed to dress up in costume, but I did pick the scariest thing I could think of. I am dressed as a Bob Evans employee. Ah! Made that joke twice because we weren't recording the first time.
The 4 people that are going to get that joke are going to laugh so hard.
Bob Evans is a restaurant. It's not like an underground fucking.
Oh, that's what that is.
It's not like Fight Club.
Hey, I'm Irish. I live in Ireland. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't think Bob Evans is.
Nope.
Has chain restaurants in Ireland
Yet.
Nope.
We'll get there.
We as a community will get Bob Evans to Ireland. Okay.
Not a sponsor yet.
We have a fantastic episode planned. This is our Halloween episode. Woo. This is a bubble episode, dear audience members. So this is going to take place in Waterdeep with the characters that you're familiar with, including one new one. But it will not be related to the plot that the gang is involved in regularly. So fear not, you don't need any context for this one. You can just hop right in and enjoy. So with that being
Like
said,
that time we killed Santa.
kind of like that time we killed Santa.
That
With
was
that being
canon, though,
said,
right?
Santa had
We-
it coming.
are going to build a Halloween neighborhood festival for the fall atmosphere. So right off the rip, Anthony, there is a stand where community members and little kids can go bobbing for apples, except instead of apples, it's what?
Ooh. Okay, have to keep it good. I'm gonna say eggs, but they're like painted to look like dragon eggs.
Okay, so there are
Are they cooked?
there are. That's
I
a
have to
great
interrupt
question.
You'll
Just
find out
say-
when you bite into them. It's the thing.
I really
Some are
love
cooked.
that,
Some are cooked.
like
It's
in
like roulette.
so many of our opens here, we have worked in eggs into so many of our fucking opens.
A weird
and
amount of
I-
our opens feature eggs.
I am here for it.
Dude, eggs are great. I can't think of a single meal that isn't improved by an egg.
I mean, they're really versatile.
Okay.
No, you're right. You're right. I had to think about it, but now you're right.
In
Right.
a well-to-do neighborhood in Waterdeep, I see it down by the Sea Ward, where the boulevards are wide enough that trees are planted on either side. The leaves are turning color and skittering across the cobblestones, all shades of red and orange and copper. And as they blow past a large mansion and yard fenced in with wrought iron black fencing, there is a stand where a gaggle of neighborhood kids in various costumes are bobbing for huge eggs painted to look like dragon eggs. And one of them whips up and like sort of nays his head out of the water and says,
Hey, Alex,
can't
do you
whip
know
and
what that
nay in the same
means?
sentence and not expect us to laugh at this.
and says, look, Ma, mine's cooked. And he bites into it with gusto, shell and all.
So
in
when you
addition-
say he nay, he comes out of the. Wait,
Yep.
what does that mean?
No, you did it. You did it exactly right. He nays right out of the water and brags
Nailed it.
about how he got a cooked egg. In addition to bobbing for eggs, Dianna, there is a pumpkin carving contest, but with a twist. What is the twist on a pumpkin carving contest?
I really can't think of a twist on a fucking pumpkin. Like that's so straightforward. You're just carving a fucking.
Are they? What are they?
Pumpkin.
Are they
Um,
using something weird to carve pumpkins?
How would you carve a pumpkin with anything other than regular carving tools?
Say
Betsy?
say anything. Say any word, and I will take it from there.
This is fantasy. You could use anything.
This is
Say they
the
have.
best setup
Say
ever.
they have.
Please
Say they have
anywhere.
lightsabers. Say they have hacksaws. Say they're using mutilated hands. I don't care.
They're just punching it real hard.
Really
With somebody's
dark.
dead hand.
The pumpkins are carving them.
No, oh god, that's horrible. I mean, I guess it's Halloween, but no. I think that they actually are they're huge pumpkins. They're special ones that have some kind of fantasy growth hormone. I don't know.
Nice.
So they're gigantic. Think like Cinderella's carriage
okay.
type size pumpkin.
Okay.
And they have to finish carving it within like only 2 hours.
Okay.
Which is kinda tough when you've got a ginormous pumpkin. And something about lightsabers.
Cool. So
They're involved tangentially.
there's
Mhm.
there's a big lawn behind this black cast iron fence, and there is a section in kind of like a line where there are 8-foot tall pumpkins that several teams are in the process of carving. They've got ladders, some of them, and some of them are rigged up on pulley systems that they've strapped to the trees above these pumpkins, and they are in the process of carving them in a huge tableau of horror, cheered on by a gathering crowd drinking apple cider and the other like festive goers who are there for the pumpkins and the egg bobbing, and also Garion, a costume contest judged by who?
Funny you ask. Actually, it is judged by. Whoa, boy, what's her name? Halligtree, Romalia Halligtree.
Lady Romalia Haventree is judging the costume party. I love this. So She is, I think there's like a raised platform, maybe like a quasi stage with some hay bales and some smaller regular sized pumpkins, where there is an MC genially talking to Lady Romalia Haventree. She's just very casually for the day, sort of like a turtleneck with a robe over it. She's smiling, she's waving at everybody, she's shaking hands, she's being very congenial, but she's there to judge the costume contest. And she looks at a zombie who is wearing like sort of like red soiled gauze dripping from his hands and legs and face, and she says, now that is a costume. But of course, beyond bobbing for apples, beyond carving 8-foot tall pumpkins, beyond the costume contest judged by Romalia Haventree, everybody's eyes are on the podium on this raised platform with the hay bales. That is the grand prize for surviving the Hillgauntlet Hallows Eve house. Apollo, what is the grand prize for surviving the Hillgauntlet Hallows Eve house?
Oh, the grand prize is a full horror drag makeover by one of Waterdeep's most famous drag queens.
Incredible. Sitting on this
never
podium,
wanted to win anything more.
sitting on this podium is a huge makeup case with all sorts of like brushes and palettes and blunt knives, one would hope, with this stylist's name written in gold in floating magical arcane letters in front of it. Apollo, what's the name of the stylist that's giving this dread makeover away?
Ooh. Oh.
So I'm not the only one that freezes up on names. Fuck you, bestie.
Just here's a pro tip, Apollo. Need to come up with a name? Just start talking.
That's what they tell me. I cannot come up with a name to save my fucking
Just
life.
make
Just, like,
sounds,
freeze,
throw in a
and then-
vowel
yeah,
every now
Garion
and
just
then.
starts
See, I have a
talking.
name, but I don't know. It's a bad name.
No,
it's
give
the
it. No,
first
no,
thought.
we're here for it.
I want the first thought, Apollo. Don't sharpen it at all,
So the full name
please.
is Spook Ias S apostrophe Pook
Uh-huh.
Y apostrophe S. Ass is just ass.
Ass is just ass. Everybody's favorite drag queen of Waterdeep, Spooky Ass, is giving away this dread makeover. And honestly, this is a prize that is very valuable. We're talking thousands of gold
No.
pieces. Did you have
Sorry. Oh, wait. Oh, no, this is an American audience. I can't. No, that's a bad word in America. This is just a thing that we say here.
No, please.
I'm
There is zero
desperate for it.
censorship.
Cunt of Strahd.
Nice.
Cunt of Strahd is very strong. Ooh, okay. You know what it is? It's Spooky Ass, and then in parentheses, Cunt of Strahd, because that's her title.
Like a wrestling nickname.
Exactly. Cunt of Strahd is her title. Yeah, it's on her business cards.
I'm so sorry. Immediately.
Oh,
I swear I made a serious character for this.
Okay, so
why?
at the back end of this lawn is the Hillgauntlet Hallows Eve house. It is a Gothic leaning structure that almost looks like it should have been demolished decades ago. It is crooked and leaning. The eaves hang on threads. There are spider webs gathered under the cobs. And as these skeletal leaves from the dying trees sort of blow across the porch, you can see the door, the front door, eerily squeak in and out as this cold breeze moves past it.
All right, let's hear the squeak. Amazing.
Just one squeak for you.
Wasn't your best squeak, but I'll take it.
Why don't you?
And you know what? It was captured on audio though, which
It
automatically.
was.
bumped
That
it
is
up.
true. That's true.
That's true. All right, so
Why don't
it
I
is-
what, Bessie?
Why don't you go fuck yourself? It is getting late. The sun is starting to sink over the castle Waterdeep. The families with younger children are starting to pack their little kiddos up for some last minute trick or treating before they take them home for the day. But the older kids are staying out, and the true Hallows Eve spirit is starting to slip across Waterdeep as the shadows grow from the bottom of the streets, and people are starting to light torches and light street lamps. And there's orange streamers run from the house to the fence, and they're suddenly lit by like floating string lights, and an aura of Hallows cheer spreads across this lawn. Really quickly, I would love to know what your characters are wearing for All Hallows Eve. Let's start with Gareth.
You motherfucker, give me at least a second to think.
All right, let's start with Arnold.
Oh,
I'm dressed exactly like Gareth.
Beautiful. Okay. So Arnold the Bard is wearing black wizard's robes with pockets dotting everywhere. Pockets on the sleeves, pockets on the breast. Now, here's the question, Arnold. Did you buy this robe or did you make it to look like Gareth's robe?
Oh no, I made it to look like Gareth's robe. I did not buy this. No,
I was just gonna suggest that Gareth lent it to him.
I
It's just the real one.
also found normal reading glasses and just blacked out the glasses.
Just
with
sharpied the lenses for his sunglasses.
So like my dark vision is for crap with the glasses on, but
Okay,
I'm wearing
heard.
them for the moment.
Tossing it back to Gareth. What is your Halloween costume?
I think I am dressed as the first president of the United States, George Washington.
Okay. So Gareth is wearing a colonial shirt and ruffled coat. His hair is sort of like bound back. Did you whiten it, Gareth?
No, my hair is naturally
Hair is
white,
white.
so.
Oh shit, that's right. I'm so sorry.
But I did get the like the side curls. You know what I'm talking about? The shitty like, you know what I mean?
The club hair. All right. And Mel, what are you wearing for your Halloween costume?
I am. We just got a touchdown, by the way. I am also dressed as Gareth.
Okay. So
but I put a little more like money and time and effort into the costume. So I didn't just like black out reading glasses or whatnot. Like it's good. I got all the pockets in the I spent a lot of time on it, and I really think that I pass as him. And you know what? Josh Pat also dressed as Gareth.
Okay. So three
He's the
Gareths
cutest with his goggles.
and a George Washington is the sort of scenario we're working with here. It's actually so funny that you bring up your wolf pup Joshua Patrick, Mel, because we're going to turn to you standing in the middle of this neighborhood festival to see two young children who are actually playing with Joshua Patrick. One of them, the older boy, is probably can't be older than 7. He is wearing a voluminous cloak with a hood, and he is holding a little toy bow and arrow with a suction cup for an arrow. And he is
dressed as Mel?
He is in the process of feeding a piece of apple to Joshua Patrick, who is, wait, let me roll for it.
Cute as hell.
Loving it. And cute as shit. Cole is accompanied by his younger sister, Belli, who has introduced herself, although it is kind of hard to hear her because Belli is wearing an entire pumpkin over her head with 2 holes carved out for the eyes. So she's kind of staring at you through pumpkin binoculars.
He's completely safe from Enderman, though. I'll tell you that.
Wow, that's a niche Minecraft joke if I ever heard one. I love it.
It's fucking the best-selling video game of all time. Do not tell me it's niche.
Anyway,
we're old. Gary.
Cole the Ranger turns to you, Mel, and says, "Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry to I was just feeding your dog."
I mean, he likes apples. Apples are healthy. That's okay. He's pretty good at sniffing out if there was anything nefarious with it, so that's all right.
I don't know if you could tell, but I'm a ranger.
I could tell.
Better not see any. If you see any ghosties, you let me know, and I'm going to shoot them with my arrow.
Yeah, we can go after him together. I'll also shoot him with my arrow. And
Wait,
I haven't
your
seen
arrow?
him, though.
Are you?
Yeah.
Still
Still
Are
carry
you
my
a ranger too?
Yeah.
No,
You look like a wizard
not
/
Halloween.
rogue.
Well, yeah, it's Halloween.
You look like a dipshit with cargo pockets.
I know, right? But that's what he does every day, and I just thought it'd be funny.
Cole introduces himself. He says, "Hi, my name's Cole," in his accent, and he introduces his younger sister, Belli, who says, "Thank you for letting us play with your dog."
You are very welcome. I love your costume. I see like it's big enough that it keeps people away, and I'm a big fan of that.
Mom said that I shouldn't wear this pumpkin on my head, but I said that it was a better idea because now nobody can see my face.
Agreed. Your mom knows nothing.
Cole says, "We're gonna join in the Hillgauntlet Hallow's Eve house. We snuck out of the house to be here. We're gonna win."
Hell yeah.
Above table, is this like appropriate for children?
We're gonna, hey Bessie, we're gonna fucking.
We don't know
find
yet.
out.
Okay. I didn't know if I don't know. Maybe
So
I...
it's cool because they're fake, imaginary, made-up children, so they can die. It's totally fine.
Well, it kind of changes my like if it's really scary and not for children, then I like to think I'd try to dissuade them from doing it. But if it's okay for kids, then
No way. You can't convince me to not do it. I want that makeover by Spooky Yas, the cunt of Strahd. She's the greatest. She's the greatest.
I mean, I understand.
She's the greatest makeup artist in
get
all of
that.
Waterdeep, and I'm gonna win my school's drag contest with it.
That would be.
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
Why does your school full of children have a drag contest? That's a little weird.
I don't think it's
All
weird.
right. Are you like cosplaying as DeSantis now? What's wrong with?
I mean, fuck. I guess that is political, huh? I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. It's made up and fake. So
No, they recently added it last year because we got rid of math, and then just sort of like
Okay.
now it's drag instead.
Dragomatics.
Dragomatics is pretty good, Gary. And I'm gonna be so real. Okay. There is a shuffling on the podium, and a dressed up witch hops up and taps her larynx and utters a couple words under her breath. And then the next time she speaks, her voice is magically projected across the whole lawn. And she says, "Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Hillgauntlet Hallows Eve House Spectacular." And there's like a sort of general like applause. I am your designated neighborhood witch, Shamantha, and I am here to explain the rules of the Hillgauntlet Hallows Eve House Spectacular to you. As usual, you are competing for this spectacular prize. It is and she squints, a Dread Makeover Kit by Spooky Yaz. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure they are tremendous. As always, you are going to be ushered into the house in groups of 4. You will be given an arcane lantern. It is equipped with an SOS beacon on it. If you press a button, she points to a teenage lout standing next to the stage who raises a purple lantern that is sort of like cheaply done up with like bits of copper and construction paper to look sort of gothic, but it is glowing with a faint lavender light. And the teenage youth pushes one thumb against the base of the lantern, and it emits a ghostly spectral purple orb that hovers in the air in front of him. If you press the lantern, if you are in a moment of danger, you can press this lantern, and the helpers of the haunted house will come and assist you should you need it. But be warned, if you use this lantern, you will be disqualified from the prize. You will not have survived the Hillgauntlet Hallows Eve House Spectacular. Now, we've done something a little different this year. We've had some complaints in the years previous of it being too easygoing, too much for the children. So we have spookified it up a little bit. What'd you say, Gary?
You said it was too easygoing and also too hard on the children at the same time.
Yeah, the children found it difficult because it wasn't scary enough. Like they were like, "I'm so bored. It's hard to keep going through this house."
Sure.
Yeah.
So just like school.
Yeah, basically. We have made it much spookier this year because in fear, we find out who we truly are.
Boo, Gareth boos. Boo.
Now listen, George Washington. No, I'm just kidding. Now, I believe that we have our designated lantern bearers here. Some of them are volunteers from various associations across Waterdeep. So if you haven't met your lantern bearer yet, fret not. You are going to meet them and introduce yourself and be friendly. This is a community event here in the Sea Ward. The Hillgauntlet House is all about making friends. And please just introduce yourself and be friendly. So the 3 of you are approached by Apollo. Could you describe your character for us, please?
But not too in detail, because again,
We're
gonna
not
make
very
us-
good at this, and it will hurt our feelings.
Approaching you walks a dwarven man, short, stocky, built like a brick shit house.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know the vibe. He's wearing the uniform of the City Watch. So, you know, the armored pauldrons, he's wearing the colors. He has a hand axe on his belt and a enormous greatsword that is probably like bigger than he is.
Oh, hell yeah. Like guts.
It's anime girl logic of like the hammer is 20 times the size of the character. The great sword strapped to his back. Look at him, the man is scruffy. He has eye bags from like clearly not having slept in a while. And as he's approaching, am I approaching them or are they approaching me?
You are approaching them because you have been given their names and somebody pointed them out, a volunteer of this function, as like that is your group because you have a lantern.
Perfect. In the lantern light, you see the hair is kind of like that military kind of like buzz cut, but he still has the enormous braided beard that most dwarves would have. It's a large scar over one of his eyes that goes almost in the Thor Ragnarok eye patch style, where like the scar is artistically detailed on the eye patch itself.
Hard.
And as he's walking towards you, lantern in one hand, he's absentmindedly using some cantrip or something to write a letter as he is to dictate a letter as he is walking towards you. As he's walking towards you, you would be able to hear him just say, "My dearest brothers, fear not, I won't be there tonight, but everything will be all right. Picking up a couple extra patrols isn't the worst thing in the world, and by the time this season is over, we'll be able to send all the kids to school with everything they need. I love you all. I would do anything for this family."
I love you too.
And
Listen, Apollo, I love you so much already. You're amazing, but I distinctly recall telling you not be good at this, okay? Because we are a year in, and what my character looks like is still a little foggy, and you're hitting me with scars and swords. You gotta dial it back. You're making us look bad.
That was
I don't get to be a player often. I'm just happy to be here.
That was the best description I have ever heard across any medium of D&D I've ever played. Holy shit.
Y'all got me giggling and kicking my feet for real. The little letter folds itself into a little paper airplane and just shoots off into the night sky. Zebra says,
This is like
"All
the
right then."
coolest one. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm a big fan of him. He sounds cool.
He sounds hella cool.
Right.
As he approaches you, he just looks at you all, takes a deep breath. "All right then. My name is Officer Ironblade, and I will be your lantern bearer for tonight."
Gareth goes to extend his hand. "My name's George."
I'm sorry, Garion, can you do that with the wooden teeth, please?
You know what? Let me go put in my retainers.
Yeah, actually, that'd be great.
I'm pretty
I'm
sure
not cutting this silence at all, by the way. This is valuable airtime that's staying in.
there will be no silence
Oh.
here. But I'm pretty sure the wooden teeth thing is a myth made to make it's supposed to make George Washington look better. He actually used teeth from slaves, which is real fucked up. So
If Garion
That's
comes back,
nasty as
if
hell.
Garion comes back with slave teeth, I'm kicking him off the show.
as well you should.
What the
It's
fuck
just
are
because
slave
we're trying to
teeth,
make
my
our
man?
founding fathers look better than
I'm sorry. Time
they
out.
were. They
What
were
the
all
fuck?
mediocre white dudes.
What
George
are slave
Washington,
teeth?
The wooden teeth is it's a myth. He did have essentially dentures, but he used teeth from slaves. It's fucked up. Our history is so fucked up. They just breezed over that in Hamilton. Like they didn't mention
I
that.
was about to say that wasn't it, Hamilton.
It wasn't.
That song would have gone hard as shit, though. Can we all just agree on that? Like Lin-Manuel Miranda would have busted out.
No,
a
but what
banger
rhyme
for
do you
that.
get? What bar do you have to rhyme slave teeth with? That's a difficult job.
I mean,
He could do it.
I think
I-
Lin-Manuel
Brave
was
me.
up to the challenge.
I really, really hope What Bar Do You Have to Rhyme Slave Teeth With is the title of this episode, because it doesn't get better. It doesn't get better clickbait than that. Okay, Garion.
Yeah. Okay. Gonna pop them out a little bit so it really fucks up how it talks. Hey everybody, my name's George.
George, all right. What are you supposed to be? Some explorer? Or...
I'm the first president of the United States. George. George Washington. This isn't even a costume. This is just who I am. Gareth is like really trying to go for this disguise because he is like not exactly
Garrett's
cool
like a
with the
method
fucking
actor
police.
who's just like disappeared into this role.
No, it's because Gareth doesn't want to get like arrested. This man is a police officer.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, Arnold and Mel, what about you?
Okay. So Arnold kind of like sneaks over. He's like, "I'm gonna steal your friendship because I've been told that you might be in the market for friends, and I am a thief, not a thief. I'm a wizard thief." And I like stick my hand out to shake his hand and become his best friend. because I'm not a good actor as my best friend because I don't know what to do. Yeah.
Yeah, can
So
you
that's
roll
cool.
for best friend actually?
Ooh, can I do?
No, we're gonna save that one. We're gonna save that juice for later.
I just kind of give you the solid military, just stern handshake.
I love it.
Handshake, just nod and everything. He has this like look on his face of just get through this night. I'm so tired, and he has fake teeth in. I don't know what to do from here on out.
You'll never guess where I got him.
Nope.
A tree, I hope.
Oh, hey, speaking of resigned energy, Mel, why don't you go next?
Oh, I actually have like the exact same look on my face as the dwarf, where I'm like, can we just fucking get through this? I'm so tired. I haven't slept in so long, and we should just go. I don't know where my compatriot got his teeth from, and that it disturbs me a little. But yeah, so we should just get through this. What's that, Anthony?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I ask? It just occurred to me. Why are we doing this as our party?
Because
wanna
we
win the
want to
prize.
get
No,
the
but, like,
drag
there's-
makeup.
Okay, but does
We
one
want
of
the
us like really
makeover,
want it?
obviously.
Like, is it Mel? Is it like, or is it Gareth? Like, do we know? Have we talked about that at all? Has that come up?
Yeah, here's the thing. If it's a team game, is only one person getting the makeover?
Well, you're gonna have to take that up with the cunt of Strahd. I, as the dungeon master, have no idea.
I don't know how to tell you this, Mr. DM, but you are everybody but us.
Well, the cunt of Strahd isn't there right now, so you're gonna have to wait.
Okay, fair enough.
Hey, 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 cunt!
Mel would like to win this for Josh Pat. Actually, she thinks it'd be really cute if he was dressed up in the whole like drag thing.
Okay.
And
But she also doesn't really want to be like. I don't think it would have been her idea, but since she's there, she's like, all right, we might as well try and win it for JPZ.
Cool. Okay.
all right, so there is a small queue forming of groups who are going ahead. And actually, just in front of you, you see Cole and Belli are standing next to like two like slightly bigger kids. I think they're like early teenagers. And Belli turns to you and stares at you with big pumpkin binoculars and waves, really excited. And Cole says, we're gonna go first, and we're gonna get the big prize, and we're gonna survive all of the rooms, and you guys are gonna look like real boobs.
You take that back! You take that back! I'll kill you! You take no.
Please don't threaten me. I am a child. And the procession moves as these groups go, and there's a costumed hag standing at the door of the Hillgauntlet Hallow's Eve house, who is letting these groups go and sort of timing them. There's actually a fairly big gap between groups. It's like close to 5 minutes per group as they sort of like usher them into the house. And you can hear moving closer and closer to the house. There's screams that are echoing from the rooms inside. And there's like deep guttural laughter and high-pitched cackling and all of these great haunted house sounds. And by the time they reach the door in front of you, Cole and Belli are practically vibrating with either excitement or fear. You can't quite tell which. But then the green-faced hag standing at the door ushers them through and says, "Be careful." And then it is your turn. As you are waiting, the hag, who's just sort of making polite conversation, asks you, Apollo, I'm so sorry, what is your character's first name?
Oh, Branton,
Branton.
which is a weird ass name, but yeah, that's what name generators do to you.
I mean, it's not any weirder than the cunt of Strahd, so
I'm
Hey,
a big fan
put
of
some
the cunt of
respect on
Strahd.
that title.
oh,
You're
I'm a
damn
huge
right.
fan. I'm just saying on the weirdness scale, like
I mean,
that.
if I had to choose between the two of them,
The next time I'm asked to name something, I'm actually going to pull it from our live. It's going to be Gary Umple.
There you go. There you go.
FYI.
Branton, this hag turns to you and says, "Well, Mr. Officer, how are you this evening?"
Not very in the mood for small talk, but I'm well.
Well, you're
How
gonna
are
have to
you?
smile. You're gonna have to smile for the kiddos. This is a community
No.
event.
all
I
of us
don't
are
know how old
adults.
these guys are, but they're not kiddos, and I don't have to smile for them if I'm not with children.
Well, you know what they say. In fear, you find your true form.
Boo!
You
Brandon,
don't know
give me
fear.
give me an insight check, please.
Ooh,
Also
whoa.
chilling. Oof.
Mel is like just a huge fan of Bran. Like we are on the same level here. Not smart. Yeah. Yeah.
While Apollo is rolling
She's
this
kind of
insight,
hoping that you guys will be friends so she can show you like her crow's nest and stuff. It's where she goes to not interact with people.
That is a 19.
oh,
for me.
that's very good. Okay. Brandon, there's something familiar about this hag to you. Some sort of like, maybe she's got one of those faces that you've seen before on patrol, or maybe you've sort of like seen her face on like a poster before, but there's just sort of like something vaguely familiar about her.
Ooh, nasty. Brandon will just kind of think to himself, right, do I know this person for good reasons or bad reasons?
Before you can come up with the answer to that, you are ushered inside the haunted house. So, the first room of this haunted house is, you're ushered in to the left. Actually, before you move to the first room, you get a glimpse of the house proper. It's a big house. There is a massive central staircase that sort of like curves up in a tight spiral, but the edges of it are flanged with wrought iron to look like a spine that is sort of twisted on itself, curving up to the second story. There are heavy cobwebs dripping from all the corners, some artificial and sort of like cheesecloth fake looking, but actually as you stare a little deeper into this house, some of them are actual real ghostly gray spider webs. There is, like I said, screams and laughter and the deep crunch of machinery sort of like shaking this house as you walk through. As you turn into the first room, you walk through a heavy black curtain, presses like dead fingers against your face, and you walk into a street scene. There are two people on their knees, or people shapes, I should say, on their knees, wailing in fear. And there is an overturned carriage, sort of like built out of splintered pieces of timber and shredded canvas. There is a what appears to be a whole dead horse on the ground. And one of these actors turns to Arnold as Gareth and says, please, won't you help us? Please.
Okay, so Arnold, as we were walking through, the whole time has just been mimicking all the like random screams and like spooky sounds as he's going through. He's going, ooh, ooh, and just like doing it. But as we turn that corner and he sees the dead horse and people on the ground, he goes, ah! And just like kind of like drops it immediately, and the glasses fall off of his face. He just looks down. He's like, oh, are you okay? Oh my gosh! And it's just he forgets that he's in a haunted house for a second and thinks that these people are in actual danger and wants to know if they need help.
The other actor turns and grabs at Mel's cloak, sort of like tugging on a little bit, because this isn't a real haunted house where they're agreed not to touch you. And she screams, they're going to drop it on us. They're going to. And actually, from the ceiling falls a very crudely made mechanical sort of like paper mache blue whale that sort of like descends from the ceiling and shatters onto this carriage very gingerly. And there's like an explosion of blood that sort of like splatters both of them from the chest up.
But not from the whale. The whale is fine.
The whale is fine. I legit was going to make the whale joke the next time it came to me, so I'm glad that we're on the same page with that.
You know what's crazy is the whale actually looks super dead.
No, he's so fine though. Like
He may
with
look
his
dead, but that
family.
doesn't mean like
He's living his
It's a
best
haunted house.
life.
He's a good actor, that whale.
You know what it is? Yeah, it's an actual whale actor that they got who's fucking training at Fantasy Juilliard.
It's
And
the
he's-
same whale?
I think it's the same
it's
whale, actually.
It's the whale that we
gave him
encountered.
a taste of what it's like to live out of the water, and,
Very
and he's
successful
here
whale.
for it. I think Mel recognizes the whale.
And does what?
Well, first she would like
Whale
kind of
first.
kick whale first. We're gonna have a whale of a time. So okay, whale. She would probably like like kind of kick the woman who's kind of grabbing whatever cloak because she doesn't like to be touched. And she'd probably say something along those like, if you don't stop touching me, this is gonna end a lot worse for you. And hey, I forgot the whale's name though. Was it Humphrey or something like
It was
that?
Humphrey.
Oh my God, Humphrey. She's not trying to be Gareth or anything. She's just so shocked to see this whale, and he's in great shape and not hurt at all. She's psyched.
Building like a ghostly echo through the corners of this room, you hear existence is agony. That's Humphrey.
Humphrey, you know what? Your mic cut out, Humphrey. I didn't hear you
Damn.
much.
Well, Humphrey says my existence is agony.
He's such a good actor.
All right. Give me perception checks, please, everybody.
Good. I hope it's not.
No. No, I'm kidding.
Great joke. Great joke.
Funny every time.
Damn it. I mean, I still laugh every time. That's all that matters. I might be seeing bees again.
What'd you get?
18.
10.
10. Okay.
Always see bees. Apollo, I cannot roll a solid perception check to save my fucking life.
I've rolled really high the first 2 rolls so far, and I'm genuinely shitting myself. Like, that's gonna go horribly bad for me later on. I just know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it absolutely is.
It's how it goes.
That's how it works.
Gareth got a 16.
Arnold?
I got a 14.
Okay. Branton, you notice right off the rip that when the blood spatters these 2 people after this whale falls on this carriage, it reeks of like barnyard and sort of like sour hay. And you would know this as a member of the City Watch and somebody who spent his whole life on the meaner side of Waterdeep streets. This is clearly fake blood. And as you walk into the next room, you are greeted by a tableau of like a tree and a grassy knoll and a picnic laid out in sort of like comically huge checkered baskets. And there are people with ant costumes on, and they're wiggling huge antenna. But as you move from sort of this idea of like this is fake blood into this new sort of like comical picnic room, you realize that like these are actors. Like these are people wearing costumes. These aren't real life-sized ants.
In the haunted house?
I'm saying.
I thought I was sold on this being an authentic experience.
They suckered you. They got you.
Sorry, George.
Those bastards. I'm gonna take all their teeth.
I was gonna say you could take their teeth later if you want.
I would advise against that.
Yeah.
I don't.
The implications.
Someone trying to steal teeth is the last thing that I was ready for tonight, quite honestly.
Arnold puts
But,
away his tools. Just like
Your teeth
Arnold
stealing
has a full
tools?
dental kit.
Yeah.
He's just brought this full
I
dental
was
kit.
ready. That's right.
He didn't know what to expect, so he just brought everything he could think of. Obviously,
You could fit them in all the pockets.
That's what all the pockets are for.
Pockets for, man. So
Okay.
all right. No, we won't steal teeth tonight because you said so.
Thank you. Yeah,
One
there's,
of
Borrow
one of
them.
these life-sized ants, actually greater than life-sized ants, runs up to you, Gareth, and starts tickling your face with his giant antenna and giggling at you.
I think Gareth will giggle back. I'm getting tickly. Stop it.
You hear a voice come from inside this ant mask and say, "Hey, man, hey, don't do that.
I
Hey,
look at
hey,
the
you
ant. I
made
start
this-
tickling his face.
Hey, bud, hey, you made this so weird. Stop it."
I lean.
This
Go
ant does not smooch you back. Okay.
Just move on.
The next room in this haunted house, you're sort of following the peripheral of it as you're sort of walking around the edges. The next room is a corner room and is done up as a courtroom. There are 2 big windows that have been sort of like white papered out to let in like a dull white light. There is a judge sitting at a huge, like almost up to the ceiling chair, holding what appears to be like a broken stick wand, and is screaming at the top of his lungs, "What did you do? What did you do?" Except every time he says "do" and casts down with the wand, there is a figure across the room from him on a table that is cracked open at the gut, and every time that wand comes down, there's a little splash of blood that sort of like fountains up from this frame.
I think Gareth immediately like takes like he hesitates a little bit like I didn't do anything. I didn't. What do you mean?
There is also sitting next to this sort of masked judge up on high, there is a figure in a flowing white robe sitting at what you presume to be a witness stand that is staring directly at Apollo as Branton.
Branton in this room has just stayed just towards the entrance of the door. Branton has just stayed, let them go inside, but seeing this room, anybody who would look at him, anybody who would be perceptive enough would probably notice that he is just kind of stood there frozen, just looking at the judge. And when he looks, then when he just kind of shakes his head, snaps out of it, takes a big scan of the room just to notice where everybody else has gone, locks, his eyes just fall on the person in the witness stand and just goes a little bit paler. Just
Can I roll perception and or insight check to see whatever the fuck is going on with Branton?
Sure, give me insight.
I don't need to because I also dissociate, so I know what it looks like. What does JP think of Branton, by the way?
JP is very friendly with Branton. JP loves the smell of whatever. I like to think that Branton as a dwarf maybe has like some kind of dried sausage on him somewhere, and JP's in a
100%.
Yeah, for sure. JP's a big fan of that.
You need stacks. You need snacks while you're on the job. It gets lonely. It's long nights.
You need snacks because it gets lonely?
That's what gets me
Next
through these
question.
lonely dark nights.
Garion.
We
I
got
got a
another
12.
touchdown in case anybody's wondering about Go Bills.
Nobody's wondering. Nobody gives a fuck. No.
I give a fuck. I have so few things that bring me joy. Don't take this from me.
Garion.
I only have snacks in the bills.
You should add Big Macs to that mix. I got a 12.
That's
All
true.
right. You look back and see your City Watch companion like weirdly freeze up at the door. But when you turn back around, you can't quite figure out why, because as Branton, I think, makes like a slight adjustment, the figure on the witness stand's face is frozen towards the door. It doesn't track Branton anywhere.
Is the figure in a white robe, is it like a person or is it an animatronic of some sort?
So it is completely head to toe disfigured with this white robe. You would have to get closer to actually like check that out.
Word, which I don't think I will be doing.
Okay.
So like it's a white robe, but it covers their head too. Like
Right. It is like a facial
a hood?
shawl. It's like
Bestie?
no, not a hood. Hey,
A white pointed hood? That's
There's-
weird.
Well, you said that I am worried because there was talk of teeth.
I mean, where do you think George Washington got those teeth from?
That's my concern
Yeah,
now.
my boy. This is terrible.
White pointed
Oh my
robe? Is this
God.
the clan?
Oh
no.
God. Okay.
I mean,
there
I'm
is
a
a-
little.
There's a shawl covering this figure's face.
A gray shawl.
I was
just in
going to say, can we
case.
just change the color altogether?
You know what? Yeah, actually, you blink and look, and it's a green robe.
There we go.
That's so
Perfect.
weird.
Love it.
Strange. But this
Jesus.
judge sort of like, yeah, welcome to the show, Apollo, by the way. Thank you so much for being on. I hope you didn't
Thanks for having me.
I hope you didn't have a career before this. But this judge screams, "What did you do?" one more time, and there's like a fountain of like blood spurting up, sort of Quentin Tarantino-esque from this corpse. Bestie, Josh Patrick starts sniffling, and growling at the figure lying on the table.
And this is like an actual, again, it's not like an animatronic.
It appears
These
to
are all
be
actual.
a real person with some incredible special effects makeup on them.
And he's growling. And can I, God, I rolled B's on percent. Can I roll something to get a better look at who's on the
I'll tell you
table?
what you can do. Give me as a medicine check, which is sort of like investigating the
I know,
wound.
and if I don't roll well, then I have to quit my job, is what happened last time. But I rolled really well, so I get to keep my
It's true.
job.
Canonically, as a nurse, if you don't roll high enough on a medicine check, you are a fraud.
Yeah, thank God there isn't a send emails check. My job is secure.
I send a lot of emails in my job too, though, because I'm not bedside. It's okay. I get to keep my job. Suck it again, poverty. I rolled a 19.
Let's go. Huge. This figure has a gaping laceration around their stomach and gut area. And you can actually tell, Diana, that somebody has like ripped their rib cage open a little bit. Like it's brutally cracked in a lightning strike down the middle, exposing their sort of meatier organs. And
Those are my favorite organs.
What is the other option aside from the meaty organs?
the wet
The
organs.
non-meaty organs.
No, hold on. I will argue that with the exception of maybe your skin, all of your organs are wet all the time.
Nah, fam.
What do you think? What do you think? Let's just move on, man.
But
Oh,
Mel,
go ahead.
as you get closer, you realize that the figure lying on this table low-key kind of stinks.
Like he's actually like a dead body.
It
Like the wound is real, is what I'm gathering. Can I tell that?
Well, hold on. Yeah, because Branton was able to smell the fake blood. Does this smell like fake blood again, or does it smell like normal
Well, I
real
don't know.
blood?
Like JPZ being interested in growling lends itself to being like real, like an actually dead person. And if the wound looks real, I probably check for a pulse. That might be Nurse Diana. I'm sorry, but I feel like Mel.
I've actually not. That sounds pretty reasonable, actually.
all right. I like that. Yeah, yeah. So you stick your hand and do you do neck or wrist, Bessie, or elbow, or wherever you like to check a
I would
pulse?
probably do neck and wrist because I want to see if they're getting into their periphery as well.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's Nurse Diana.
That's Nurse Diana. You press two fingers to the cold, pallid skin of this figure, and you press their waxy flesh in to check their pulse. And actually, you feel like a sort of like sodden squelch as your fingers press against what you assume to be rotten muscle fibers. And then when
And the sour tang.
the sour tang of the freshly dead. Thank
That's
you
exactly
so much,
the face I
Garion.
made Apollo when he said it the first time. And then I argued that dead bodies I don't know that I'd describe it as a sour tank. Do I
And then-
feel a heartbeat?
You do not. You feel a distinct lack of a heartbeat.
But I can tell it's real. I would who of my group is standing closest to me?
That's a question for your group.
I think
is standing closest?
Gareth would be inclined to investigate the seemingly dead body after his initial. I didn't do anything.
Where is Arnold?
Arnold was standing right next to the guard, just kind of looking at his face and looking at the thing he was watching and looking at his face and looking at the thing he was watching and trying to figure out what was going on and feeling like someone else is also scared. This is great.
So
Arnold just goes, ooh.
Since Gareth is the closest one to me dressed as George, I probably say Gareth, this body, it's real. It's really dead, and
This looks super dead.
So Arnold looks over at the guard and says,
super dead.
"Don't
It's too
worry,
late
it's
to
all fake. All of this is it's a haunted house." I was afraid of the first one. I'm talking only to the guard. I don't hear what they're doing, I'm assuming. I was like, I was
Gareth,
scared in the first room too. I was so scared in the first room, but don't worry, none of this is real, guys.
Gareth cuts him off. Yo, this guy's fucking real.
Branton, your sort of like group of people are focused up on this body lying on this table, sort of like half whispering to themselves.
I think Mel would actually turn to Brant and since he seems to be part of the haunted house or whatever, and she'd be a little bit on edge at that point, but only a little because JPZ's a really good judge of character. So if he likes you, then that usually means you're good people. But she is a little wary, and she'd say, did you know about this? What is this?
Quite honestly, it's a haunted house. It's a fiction. This is just like in the first room. There's pig's blood, illusion, magic, what have you. This is just
I think at this
very
Gareth
well put
will,
together.
like- so every time the judge like bangs the gavel or whatever, the blood like spurts up, right?
Correct.
So I think the next time that happens, Gareth is gonna like, hold on.
Yep. We'll take a quick timeout. That's fine. These
You
things
want to
happen.
just take a pee break here or no?
I think your mid-roll today is going to be read by a New York City trash driver, inspired by our Trash Panda Mafia from last episode. So without further ado, let me turn it over to somebody I like to call, why am I doing an intro for this bit? What's going on, dinguses? It's me, it's Big Mike. I'm here to talk to you about, I'm a little Australian, actually. You see, the guy that came before me said that I was from New York, but there was a little New York there, but now I'm actually a little bit Australian. So we're just going to sort of roll with this weird-ass voice that's coming out of this guy's mouth. There it is. There's a little bit more of the New York attitude. Okay, here we go. We're in the track now. We're in the groove. What's going on, everybody? Big Mike here. And I'm here to tell you about Critically Stupid and the great bits that these dinguses got going on. So here, check it out. Legally, they're required to tell you that they're playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist. It's an official Dungeons & Dragons module. It's written by Chris Perkins, Scott Fitzgerald, Gray, Kim Mohan, Michelle Carter. Love Michelle Carter. And it's a cool game. You could go to dnd.wizards.com and check out all that cool stuff they got there for you. They got some contracts that you can sign. They've got some old hot dog buns that you can pick up and take home. And they've also got some moldy ketchup, which I guess could go with your hot dog buns if you wanted it to. So go to dnd.wizards.com. Check out all the great D&D themed hot dog accessories that you can check out there for your disposal. These guys here on this show, Critically Stupid, they're doing this big kind of YouTube subscription drive, trying to get to that magical number of 1,000 subscribers so they can get access to better hardware, better gear, so they can sort of monetize the show and make it better for you, the listeners, the audience, the people out there doing the work. We appreciate you. That's me, Big Mike. We appreciate you. And if you could subscribe to the channel, if you could tell a friend, hey, listen, buddy, you in the D&D, you in the jokes, have I got the show for you. It's called Critically Stupid, the funny as heck, and they're also dumb as shit. Tell them about our channel, send a link to them, say, hey, check out this show. They're pretty funny. Pretty funny. Don't tell them they're actually funny. That's misrepresenting what this show's about. If you would like to end up as a character on the show, you can tweet at us at QuitStupid. I guess that's an x.com kind of thing now, though, huh? You can x.com us. That sounds fucking dumb. X.com us at QuitStupid. We're also on TikTok, and I believe we're also on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram, though. Big Mike doesn't do Instagram. This face, break your camera. Get at us. Let us know what you think of the show. Let us know what you think we're doing. Good or bad or mediocre. Let us know. And you can end up as a character on the show. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to need names. So, yeah, get your name in the pot. And remember, anything that your named NPC does is a reflection on Alex, the DM. He's going to be back here in a second. He's gone. And not you. You are a perfect individual because you're watching our show. Alex, the DM, is the guy that sucks. Speaking of which, I got to turn it over to that Bing Bong for the Libris Arcana ad. So, everybody, this is Big Mike. Peacing out. All right. I love you. Bye. Anthony.
Yep.
Welcome to the hot seat. I'm so glad that you could be a contestant on Who Wants to Be a Dysonaire, the game show where we compete to answer trivia questions to win the fantastic prize of Libris Arcana subscriptions. Your first question for 1d6 is there, according to the famous writer Alexandre Dumas, there were three famous musketeers named Athos, Porthos. What is the name of the third musketeer?
D'Artagnan.
Nailed it. Absolutely. Well done. Sailed through that one with ease. Your second question, let me interrupt this round of our trivia to bring you the announcement of what next month's set of dice is. Garion, can you step in and let our contestants know what next month's set of Libris Arcana dice is?
Are you a special kind of frog that shoots pee from your eyes? Do you appreciate the color yellow because it's the color of urine? You might appreciate this month's Libris Arcana special dice. Tell us about it, Gareth. Gary.
Yeah, you know what? You stole maybe every single word directly from my lips. But boy, howdy. You should get yourself a set of Libris Arcana dice. Hey, how about another trivia question? I'll ask it this time. And this one is just first come, first serve. How many dice are in one dice set?
6.
That's probably, I don't think that's true, actually. I'm pretty sure it's 7.
Is it 7?
That's okay. Anthony got the first trivia question.
It's 7.
Fuck.
So, Alex, you are banished.
Shit.
Get out.
Wait, but I've got the big trivia question for the D20.
Ooh.
All right, fine.
What is it?
The ailment known as pertussis has a street name. That is what?
Whoopi Goldberg.
It is, in fact, Whoopi Goldberg. Thank you so much. Our contestant, Anthony, has crushed it. Diana, please tell our lovely contestant and audience where they can pick up a set of Libris Arcana dice.
Go to librisarcana.com, use code STUPID20 and get 20% off your order. You can get a dice subscription. You can get leather covers for books if that's the thing that you have. If you want to just get 1 month of dice and then cancel, you can do so. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. You don't even have to talk to a real person. Yeah, STUPID20. Stay hofunculus.
Nope. See what it is, actually. This is crazy. We've talked over it, but the official tagline for Libris Arcana is Libris Arcana, dice for life.
Stay homunculus.
I'm
Thank you,
gonna
everybody.
murder
Have a
this.
great night. Thank you for watching, everybody. We've been critically stupid. We'll be here all week. Woo! Go buy Libris Arcana. I think so. The next time the blood spurts, I want to investigate how the fuck that's happening if this is
Mhm.
real. But I also want to like get a little fingy in there,
Okay,
so
sure.
I could. Yeah, like a chocolate fountain.
Okay, give me an investigation check, please,
While
Garrett.
he's doing that, Mel would respond to Brandon and say, I know a dead body. Don't ask me why, but I know a real dead body when I see it and smell it. And this is real.
Yeah, so I think Gareth, with his 19, by the way, will also like, depending on the result that you tell me immediately. Actually, please, what is the result of my investigation?
Oh, thank you so much. I'd love to tell you. It's quite good. You sort of like dip a little fingy in this geyser. And
Geyser.
just
'Cause
coming
from
from
a-
a guy.
Yeah. Well, actually, we never gendered the dead body, so that would be a
Oh,
very nice context.
Thank you so much. They use they them pronouns, you fucking pig.
Luckily, guys, it's like plural. You know, like those guys.
Damn
So
it. I've been beaten. You are actually pretty comfortable with it, Gareth, because as soon as you touch your fingertip to that geyser, it's sort of like warm.
as blood typically is,
Well, fresh.
am I able to discern if it's human or not?
I tell you what, it's sure be looking like it, and it smells like it, and it drips
Can I
down your
roll?
hand like it.
Okay,
Sorry.
so no, I can't figure out for certain, is what you're saying.
I mean, what is for certain to you? Are you a blood doctor?
I mean, I've stabbed many a
A
man.
hematologist, Bestie.
Yeah, anyway, I think I'll present my bloody finger to Branton and be like, all right, what do you think then?
What do you think of this?
Yeah, huh? You think it's
Can I-
pig's blood?
Can I ask real quick, Bestie? When I checked for the pulse, was the skin, was it warm or was it cold?
The skin was quite cold.
Okay, thank you.
So the blood being warm is strange.
And I'm trying to gauge if it's like fresh dead or, if it's still warm, then that lends itself to fresh dead. But if the skin is quite cold, then it's been dead.
Branton walks in towards where everybody is and says, well, they used pig's blood in the first room, so if this blood is also warm, it might be fake blood. If the corpse is real, then that's real fucked up. But
So you don't know anything about this because this corpse is real. Again, don't ask why I know this, but this corpse is very real. You're telling me that you know nothing about this.
I'm here as part of a city watch to be chaperone for the night.
Well, aren't you concerned that there's a literal corpse here then? Shouldn't you call the rest of your city? Why shouldn't this warrant some kind of investigation?
Really quick, if I can interject, Gareth, for your 19 investigation.
Yeah, because I did want to check out like how the blood.
Yeah. So the second part of that is you can see a very thin sort of like tubing at the bottom of this gut in between geysers. It's wet and difficult to see, but as you crane your head, do you want to explain?
You know what else is wet and difficult to see? All right, keep going.
What,
As you
Arian? What else? What is wet and difficult to see?
Diana, it is very rude to interrupt the DM when he's talking.
Oh, you're gonna call me out on that now, like over a year later?
As you crane your head underneath this table, you notice, Gareth, that there is a thin skein of copper tubing that is stapled to the underside of this table that leads to a bucket. However, the bucket has been recently moved, and there is a pouch, a wet, sopping, blood-smelling pouch that has been swapped into the bucket.
Oh, wait, hold on. So the tube that's connected to the table
Correct.
goes
Well, this
to
thing was a billionaire, is what I'm hearing. I'm sorry, continue. It's a tube.
so it goes from the table
Mhm.
/ person to what should be a bucket, but the bucket was replaced with a weird sack.
There is a bucket with a weird sack into it. The weird sack
Okay.
is the fresh insert.
Gotcha.
The tube
Okay.
clearly was meant to go into the bucket, but instead is coming out of this pouch with real human blood in it.
Okay. And the pouch is in the bucket.
Correct. Surrounded by, as you investigate it, pig's blood.
Okay.
Garion, would you share with us what you saw since you rolled the investigation, or would you keep it to yourself?
Yeah, I think I mean, like, you guys can see me like rooting around under the table, so I feel like I'm not trying to make an effort to hide it at all.
I feel like I would ask, like, do you see anything? I just see bees again. I should go to the doctor about that, but I haven't yet. So do you see it?
Yeah, so there's a bucket and a sack of something. What I assume to be blood, because it's
sack
connected to the, you know.
Do you
Well, they
think
certainly worked on the production value.
if it's in a sack? Oh my God! Do you think someone's trying to like collect the blood? Does somebody want this thing's blood?
I wouldn't. This is a haunted house.
The
mainly
craziest
aimed at
haunted house I've
children.
ever fucking.
I don't. Whatever's going on here, they clearly must have had the proper permits and permissions to get all this stuff. If they exhumed a corpse for this, fair fucks to them, but it's a little bit much, but I'm not going to ask questions if I'm not told to ask questions.
That's
Hey,
very-
as a
very
police
City Watch
officer,
of
that's a
you.
weird policy to
Yeah,
have.
and that's very typical American police of you. Fancy American police. Yeah, ACAB. Listen, if you really think that this is part of the haunted house spectacle, then fine, we can move on. But I have a lot of questions and doubts, and I feel like, why would blood be going in this sack unless somebody wants it for something?
Part of the haunted house is the mystery of the haunted house, so I implore you, please, do as many investigations as you would like, but don't get hung up on the little things.
That's
is
like
all
good
I'd
life
say.
advice,
Real quick,
actually.
little thing, dead body on the table. That's like not super minor. By the way, in case you guys were wondering, I'm dropping the weird R voice I do because George Washington is American and he doesn't have a British accent. Nope, he speaks normally.
Yeah, Garrett's really
Normally.
in character here.
Yeah, I said what I said.
Bold call for our international guest. Okay.
No, British people are
I
faking
also
their
have
accents.
I also have a mainly American accent because I grew up on American TV. It's fine.
I actually
Well,
did
I've-
wonder about that, but I didn't want to be rude.
It's fine.
I just kind of assume
There's
people like
lore.
move to Ireland later in life.
Okay.
There's lore.
I'm glad
There's
we all
the- I want
questioned
the
it, but
Apollo
none of
lore.
us were gonna say we're gonna actually question. We weren't gonna ask it of you because that's rude.
It is rude.
Just
Moving
bring
on.
out the Spanish accent.
Moving on to the next room. You all hear again the laughter and screams and clunking of machinery resonating throughout this haunted house. And as you walk into the next room, there is like a scuffling of feet exiting the room just as you walk in, as you assume that there's like a group that's just ahead of you, the one with Cole and Belli in it, that is exiting this room going into the next room. But you walk into a room to see piles and piles of gold coins. And sitting on them, they sort of like Scrooge McDuckian sort of like form this like huge pool, but then are sort of stacked into what appears to be a chair. And
Yeah, I was
sitting on this chair is a member of the City Watch wearing a slashed and soiled uniform, gripping the arms of this chair with a very tight grip.
Important question: is it a live member of the City Watch?
He blinks as you walk in.
Mel turns to Branton and goes, "Friend of yours?"
Do I recognize the person sitting on the chair?
Give me an insight or perception check, please, Branton. Your choice.
Oh, that's going to be an insight one. Yep, that's going to be an insight.
Yep.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
No, it
Nice.
is not.
Yeah, do you want to see?
No.
No, he hates that so much
touch
when
a
we try
camera.
to show him because you can't actually see it, like blurs
It's
it.
so
I'll fully
so funny.
unscrew my DSLR camera
Right?
and
Yeah,
point
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
even funnier if you just like pick it up and be like, "See," because it like doesn't prove anything at all.
Wait,
It's-
I have like
it's
a
the
second
20.
handheld cam.
Branton, yes, you do recognize this figure, but not from your band of City Watch mates, not even from the groups of City Watch that you've encountered in your patrols or that live in other areas of the city. You feel your extremities grow cold as you look at the familiar old face, grizzled, cut with a choppy beard that's been hastily shaved in patches, of Thanatos Silversong.
What?
You recognize him, of course, from the trial and the subsequent hearings. And Thanatos pulls himself to his feet. He's an imposingly tall figure, if a little gaunt. You can see shadows cut underneath his cheekbones and the clear signs of like rapid and recent weight loss. And he points a finger at you, Apollo, and says, "Don't you remember me, boy?"
There's some kind of sick joke.
And he takes a stumbling step forward and repeats his question again. "Don't you remember me, boy?" Except this time there is a wave of stinking iron and his hands start dripping blood.
Normal.
Totally.
Also, is this guy's name is it like Thanatos or like Thanatos, like the Greek god of death?
Thanatos.
Ah, okay.
Thanatos. It's just a name.
Right, thanks, I missed it.
I thought that was going to be like a clue of
Yeah,
some
me
sort.
too.
Hey, not all clues are for you.
Wow, you mean it's not
Player
all about
characters?
me?
You giving clues to NPCs?
I'm giving clues to the guest.
Oh,
I thought you were going to say I dressed up as alive.
yeah, that's more Diana's joke.
That's true. Well, she's not here, so you can make it as much as you want.
I'm also depressed. Whoa.
Hey, Apollo.
Hey, I am here,
hi.
bitches. I'm just trying to figure out my video.
Then in that case, I'm happy as a
You are
clam.
so happy.